Welcome to the World's Kalaj podcast. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a minute since we've had a pod.
Yeah, it's been a busy summer.
Yes. As it turns out, launching a whole new business.
Yes.
For you.
It takes a lot.
And for me, it's just launching the next child into their have-to-have nap.
Yeah.
Before they turn into
But
a
here
mom.
we are. Labor Day weekend is usually the unofficial end of summer.
Yes. And I see you're wearing white just in the nick of time.
Thank you. I'm just sliding on in, and I thought literally yesterday that I haven't worn this white linen skirt at all summer long. And here I am.
I think it's out of frame, but if for everybody at home, Polina is wearing a white linen skirt. And for our listeners only, Polina is wearing a white linen skirt.
I heard it has the highest vibration of things you can wear.
Linen specifically or white linen?
Linen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and white too.
Can I tell you, so we're about to go to Tennessee for a week to see my in-laws.
Tennessee.
Where it's, they say things like July.
Or your son who says C.
C, he calls it C. He's very excited. He's been on an airplane a bunch of times, but he doesn't remember any of it. So we're hyping him up like it's his first time on a plane.
Yeah, he knows he needs to bring his pack.
Yes. We're really excited. But I am most excited to freak out my in-laws as usual with our latest health craze.
Okay, what's that?
So the last time my mother-in-law...
Gluten-free?
No. Gluten-free, everybody's heard of gluten-free. There's nothing too special about gluten-free. What's cool now that we're into is nicotine patches.
Oh, nicotine patch. I thought you were going to say something else.
No.
Nicotine patches.
Nicotine patches.
Yes,
I listened to a podcast about nicotine patches, told my husband, he was immediately all in, and he's been wearing nicotine patches probably for the last 2 weeks now. There's this guy, his name's Dr. Brian Ardis. If you Google him, you're not going to like what comes up.
Okay. Can you spell his last name?
Ardis, Ardis.
Ardis. Okay.
Yeah. So listen, if you Google him, he may be spreading misinformation.
Okay.
Just general.
My kind of guy.
Yeah. You typically, I want my milk to say not for human consumption, and I want my doctors to be disgraced. Turns out that's the kind of life I'm living.
Yeah.
So Dr. Brian Ardis, he's been on this huge kick. So his big thing was during the vid, his father-in-law may have been allegedly murdered in a hospital using poor protocols.
Is this when they would intubate people?
Yes, iatrogenic deaths.
Iatrogenic deaths.
Yeah, so that's death by medicine. So iatrogenic. So his father-in-law just got pummeled during COVID.
Okay.
And
he's got an axe to grind.
Yeah, so he got really upset about it. So he kind of dove
Similar
into...
to Alex Berenson, he's got an axe to grind.
You get how it goes. So he ended up going full force into finding out how he could have helped. And I mean, he's suing the medical system and all that kind of stuff. But he's all in on nicotine. And
nicotine has made a comeback though.
Yeah,
if you're listening to the health podcasts and stuff, everybody's always saying how nicotine is good for you. You see people with the Zins or
the gum.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Cigarettes obviously are the worst of them for you, and here's why. So chill. I know you're from the 90s, so you're like, please don't talk about my cigarettes.
2 a month is not going to kill you.
No, in fact, 2 a month is actually kind of good for you. So here's the thing.
I told you.
So here's
Shout
the
out
thing.
Crystal. I told you.
So apparently, let's backtrack. So remember when they told us during COVID that all the smokers were going to die?
And no one died.
Yeah, so certainly not the smokers.
Yes.
So apparently the smokers were offered
I think they were going to fill Central Park with them or something with
the
buses.
smokers were going to be filed into Central Park, just stacked on top of each other.
Right.
It didn't end up happening. And apparently part of the reason for that is that nicotine is kind of like a natural anti-inflammatory. It's a very natural antiviral, if you believe in viruses. It's very... every cell in your body has nicotine receptors, so your body is very open.
Right now you sound like somebody who smokes weed. They're like, actually, cannabinoid receptors are in your brain.
You're meant to have a little bit all the time. No, but so nicotine. Okay, so the highest plant producing nicotine is tobacco. That's no surprise to anybody, right?
Yeah,
right. So that's how we associate it, is through tobacco. But what you don't realize is that nicotine is also available in nightshades, so eggplant and tomatoes. It's also in white potatoes, specifically. I think the peels of them. Yeah, cauliflower, celery. These are all huge in nicotine.
Wow. And nicotine gives you a buzz feeling where you just focus a little more.
Yes. It's a nootropic, so it gives you a little bit more focus. So I my husband's had long COVID since I've met him, and what is long COVID, right? Who knows? But
Just not feeling well, foggy brain,
that kind of stuff, taste and smell affected, all that. And we've done like a crazy number of things since I met him. He's done infusions, he's done like various like protocols with supplements and all this different stuff. And so I just gluten-free, keto, you name it. So I heard on a podcast that this guy is saying for long COVID symptoms, you do patches of nicotine. Specifically, you do a 7 milligram patch for 6 days. So 7 milligrams is the smallest patch you can buy for 6 days. And apparently it's the addictive substances in cigarettes it's not the nicotine itself. Nicotine on its own he keeps harping on the fact that it's
I think
not
they
addictive.
found this out in the tobacco settlement, was that the cigarette companies purposefully put in chemicals, the highly addictive chemicals.
So there's like right around 600 chemicals that are approved to be put into FDA approved to be put into cigarettes, but there's about 15 of them in cigarettes that cause you to be addicted. They're called pyrazines, and those are the things that actually addict you to them. So I'm saying all this is to say, because the guy swears up and down that you're not addicted to nicotine, right?
Yes.
But he wears a nicotine patch
at
every
all
day.
times, so he may be addicted to nicotine.
There's a little bit of an addiction quality.
So I've never done nicotine in any sort of form besides smoking it. I can't even. I've never done the gum. I've never done the patch. I can't imagine what it does to you.
So the gum and the pouches in your mouth, they do. It's the same thing as cigarettes. There are some downsides to it, like it disrupts like the pH in your mouth. There's some oral health issues with that. It's not going to kill you. I mean, maybe a little bit over time, but it's overall not the worst for you. But in terms of the least offensive ways of getting them in, you can get tobacco pouches. You can buy organic tobacco pouches from Canada.
Yes.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
And then you can also get organic tobacco and steep it like a tea and then dip your feet in it.
To the bottoms of your feet.
Yeah, that's another way you can get it.
Wow. Just relax to another nice little foot bath.
Yeah. So my husband, who's never been a smoker, is currently on the patch.
Nonstop?
So no, he hasn't been on it the last few days, but like he really likes it. He likes the way it feels.
Was it?
Not necessarily. Like he sleeps just fine with it. It's, and he's usually like super sensitive.
As somebody who likes to smoke 2 cigarettes a month, occasionally, I get a buzzy feeling from it.
So yes, you would, because you're essentially dumping. A cigarette has 1 milligram of nicotine in it.
Okay.
So you're dumping 1 milligram of nicotine into your system all at once. Versus these patches, the 7 milligram, you're getting it over the course of 24 hours.
Slow
release. Slow release. Exactly. And this guy actually advocates he wears a 3.5 milligram patch. So he cuts the 7 in half and wears that at all times.
Money saver.
Yes, but also he swears that you can't buy a 3.5 milligram patch.
Okay.
But he swears that it protects against like whenever you see the skies are really foggy for like a week and then everybody's really sick. Just like general.
I think that's a conspiracy theory.
You know what I'm saying? When you get sprayed a little too hard.
Yeah.
So apparently he's advocating for all kinds of stuff for like MS.
Wow.
Actually, I was just listening to a podcast on the way here. He was talking about it for migraines. So when I'm not breastfeeding, I am going to also be slapping on a patch.
My goodness.
I'm pumped. I mean, am I going to be perhaps allegedly mildly addicted to nicotine patches? Maybe, but apparently the benefits outweigh the
and not if they're
downside.
non-addictive.
Supposedly they're not addictive, but the guy wears one every day.
He wears one every day, which means
but it's not
addictive. Yeah. Do you remember when we tried briefly Alpha Brain?
Yes.
The nootropic?
Yes. Yeah, I would take it sometimes before I did improv. It's just a very uncool thing to admit out loud.
I never felt anything from it.
Yeah, it was hard to tell.
Yeah.
It was hard to tell if I was getting any kind of quicker response. Being around a bunch of theater kids will melt your brain.
Well, if this is the cure for long COVID, then
it's pretty cool.
Tobacco companies, do the same people who make the cigarettes that you smoke also make the patches, or are those different companies?
That's a great question. I actually don't know. Again, we're using patches. Well, my husband's using patches that he bought from a nice Canadian. They're like all organic.
Oh, he didn't just get like the Nicorette or something?
Yeah, he started by like whatever was at CVS, but now he's using these like all organic nice
Interesting.
ones. Yeah, just because it took a long time to get them in from Canada.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, the last time we bought organic tobacco, it came from Canada as well.
So what does he have to report now? It's been 2 weeks?
Yeah, he loves it.
Besides loving it, who doesn't love nicotine?
Oh,
There's
yeah,
a reason
no,
why
he loves
everybody
it.
smokes. But
No, it's great. He feels like, he feels much sharper. Mood is much more like neutral.
Wow.
He just feels much more like himself.
Wow.
Apparently it's really helpful for people with hyperthyroidism. So like if you're dealing with like a Hashimoto's or something like that, it just kind of helps balance everything a little bit more.
wow, a case for smoking.
Yeah, I mean, there was always a case for smoking. It helped people for a really long time. It was the chemicals that's been pummeling people.
No, for sure.
Not
for sure.
the
But this
tobacco.
could be like, depending on who makes these, this could be the big tobacco rebrand. Because you remember they came out with the Juul, and that was like it made their stock soar, and they were doing great
And
with
then it
Juul.
almost killed Shane Gillis' girlfriend.
Oh yeah, she got like black lung or something from it. Popcorn lung.
Yeah, popcorn lung.
Yeah, I did know that actually. I did. So then that is on the down. I don't think the kids are juuling as much anymore.
Right, because it's pretty terrible for you.
But if they're going to start patching it,
we'll see, but I think it's really cool. So far, I'm really into it, and I can't wait to see the look on my mother-in-law's face when I tell her that Daniel's wearing patches.
I swear,
nicotine.
She's such a good sport.
When we went to go buy them, the guy at we went to Walmart one morning because we had to get something early, and the only place open that early is Walmart. And so we went, and Daniel was like, "Oh, I'll get some patches while I'm here." And the guy at you have to get ID'd for it.
Oh.
So the guy at the counter who ID'd us at the self-checkout was like, "Good luck, man."
Like he was quitting. Oh, that's so sweet.
I know.
That's so sweet.
It's really cute.
I know. I think people who smoke like this miss this more than anything.
Right.
This is what
you're
you
addicted
want.
to the experience.
Yeah. The deep breaths that you take with cigarettes.
But if you've never been a smoker,
then this is for you.
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah. Okay. So also, that's number one on my list. I'm like talking to everybody I know about nicotine.
Okay.
I'm so excited to get patches myself.
Okay. Patches
probably next summer when I'm not breastfeeding.
Okay.
And then the other thing that I've been big on lately is I just started watching did you watch the first one? It was called Shiny Happy People, about the Dugars.
I started watching it a little bit and it made me really sad.
Fair.
So I stopped watching it.
Fair. There's a couple of things going on there.
Okay. There's people diddling people.
And then also just like putting your kids on TV. That's also a very sad thing.
Oh.
But, okay. So.
I know, but your kid was made for TV. He really should be
He's never going to be on TV. We got to keep him on TV. TD, as he calls it.
TD?
TD. So season 2 has nothing to do with the Dugars.
Oh.
Season 2 is something called Teen Mania.
Oh yes, I started watching a little bit of that too.
Oh, it's
and then
good.
I also had to stop that too.
It's very good.
Yeah.
So episode 1, you don't totally understand what's going on here because they're just kind of building up the character of this guy.
I got to the part of the chubby brother and sister who like sing and where like he had like a appendicitis or something. And
yes, he had to get his appendix taken out in India.
Yeah.
Okay, let's backtrack. So their Teen Mania is this.
I think it was a dirty surgery.
It was a really dirty surgery. Yeah, dude. If you need an emergency appendectomy, you don't want it done in India in the 90s. That's what happened to this guy. They literally were like, all good, sewed him back up, and he's just like pussing out of his stomach. Just lots of pus, lots and lots of pus. So apparently that boy is the son of like a very famous Christian singer.
Yes.
Did you just catch that part in the documentary? Polina, that story takes a turn. So I'll tell you later. But the story of Teen Mania is about this guy. His last name is Luce, and he is creating these like mega concerts for kids.
Yes.
Okay. But the story that they're following so far in the documentary isn't so much about the mega concerts, which apparently, look, if you're into Christian music, dope. Okay.
Yeah.
He's basically making Lollapalooza for Christians. Okay. Dope.
Yes. With free interns, I think was the key.
So that's the story of the documentary, is that he basically had like all this, not only just free interns, child labor, but they were paying thousands of dollars a month to go to this like academy in the middle of nowhere in Texas.
Oh, to learn how to work the event?
To actually work the event. So some of them were like entertainers in the event.
Yes.
These are all, let me backtrack. These are all theater kids.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And it took me until episode 2 or 3 to realize that I'm just watching the complaints of theater kids. Okay. They're like miserable about the fact of how conned they were.
Oh.
But if it were me, I would be so embarrassed. I would never be telling these stories.
So I think that's the thing about most documentaries about like cults and cult-like things, is that the people that are talking are usually the ones that are upset that they did get conned. Because otherwise you would just walk away.
You would just be like, I'm a little embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like I cut too many checks.
Like Leah Remini now is like on this, tear against Scientology. And I'm like, girl, he got scammed. It's
Right.
okay. It's okay.
Right. That's like, I was part of Second City classes for a number of years.
Understand.
I got scammed.
You understand. But you're not going to go talk about it.
No, it's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. So I am obsessed with this because I had a moment last night where I was like, oh, this is just a bunch of angry theater kids.
Oh.
So because they literally played.
But this was their time to shine. There's not a lot of opportunities as a theater kid to like really, 1% of the people actually make it in something.
Right. So what if you were to take your gifts and do it for the ultimate?
For the God.
For the ultimate.
Yeah. Or they were doing it for the Lord.
Yes.
Yeah.
So apparently the way this like system was set up was like a 3-prong approach. There's a school, an academy out of Texas that's taking in kids that probably should be in college.
Okay.
There's
direct pipeline.
Direct pipeline. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those kids are putting on these mega concerts all over the country.
Okay.
That are just bringing in just so much money, crazy money.
Oh, so these are all paid performances. People are paying to come see this? I thought these would be free.
No, these are paid. Wow. Kids are paying crazy money to go to these concerts, okay? Wow. And then...
What was that one band? There was one band that made it to mainstream when you were in high school that was like a Christian band. It was called... Do you remember?
You have to be more specific. There was a bunch of pop punk bands that were Christian.
That were, okay.
Yeah. And then there was like a time where it was cool to like kind of say you were Christian because there was like some extra money involved.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kind of like Russell Brand and Joe Rogan are doing now.
You get it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's good. You're going to pick them up. You're going to scoop up the followers.
Yeah.
So in this, in the documentary, they're showing that there's also like a branch of the business where the kids go to other countries, and that's where that kid goes to India.
Yes.
Right. And these are these like very expensive trips where the guy who's running them is like, money's not an option. Oh. Somebody's got money in their pocket. You'll find it.
Yes.
Okay. Come on these trips.
Yes.
So he sends this kid who's the son of a very famous Christian singer, apparently, to India, remote parts of India. And they're like getting together
for a backdoor
appendectomy. Worst case scenario. Okay. And they're getting together. They're trying to like preach Jesus to these people.
Yeah.
And when they meet somebody, because like it's always in these other countries where like somebody's leg is too short, one leg is too short. It's not something you come across as much in the US. This one leg too short syndrome.
This always blows my mind why people are so adamant about going to other countries to talk about Jesus. I'm like, if it didn't make it to their country, maybe it's not for them. It's probably not for them.
Not for them. Well, apparently imagine a bunch of people roll up into your country and they're praying that your one leg gets a little longer so that you can walk normal.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they were into.
Did it work?
No. Oh. And even crazier, they're just putting on theater kid performances.
Yes.
That's mostly what they're doing.
Yeah. It's like the Passion of the Christ type of thing.
They're putting on theater kid performances and they're taking it so seriously because they think that somebody's soul is like
dependent on this.
Yeah.
Is dependent on this.
Yeah. So imagine you're a theater kid. You're already crazy.
Yes.
And then you think you're saving somebody's soul with your theater kid powers.
I would like the perspective of this from the actual town itself.
Literally, Lita, you're in luck.
Okay, good.
So there's a smash cut at one point in the documentary where they're like, the kids are talking about what countries they got assigned to.
Okay.
And one kid goes, Albania.
Oh.
And I just thought to myself, oh my God. Can you imagine?
A post-communist country.
Can you imagine?
What? Yeah, no.
A bunch of theater kids rolling into some shiptar in the middle of nowhere.
And they swing them to the Lord side?
Yeah, you hope so. I don't know how successful or not.
Could you imagine all these people are living in these small villages and they've just been waiting for a group of theater kids to roll through, do a play, pantomime, right? And the good-looking white kid always gets to be Jesus, right?
Yep.
And then they're just waiting for that, and then they're like, "That's the thing that's been keeping me from my spirituality and my connection with something greater."
Right.
And so I needed it explored and performed for me.
I can't think too much about what it must have been like when they went to like Africa or India, but I did spend the rest of the night thinking about
Albania,
how it would have been for the people in Albania to receive this.
Yeah.
I think they would have been open to a hot Jesus. A beautiful white boy Jesus.
Yeah, they do like good looking people.
We appreciate a good looking person.
Yes.
I think they would have been a little uncomfortable by all of the theatering.
I think so too.
We got work to do around here.
I don't know what all this gallivanting is. Yeah.
There's landmines just everywhere still.
Yeah.
There's just bunkers everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know that we have time to watch you
pantomime. I'm so curious of the conversion rates. Like how many, are there like success stories? Do they go in and then they come back and they're like, listen, we just got 100 Christians here. Okay. Yeah. We signed over 100 of these to the Lord.
Oh, so what? They tell the kids, because there's no common language. So they're just like, yeah, man, you just converted the whole village. And the kids are like, yes.
Oh,
they have no idea.
wow. And convert the village probably means they also gave them like food and stuff. And like, you know, access to clean water.
They're
or
like,
something,
tear
and
down
they're
these
like,
temples, build a church. And they're like, whatever, dude. We'll take it. We'll take it. I'm obsessed with this. I'm obsessed with this notion.
Yes.
Because the other thing too is if you peel it back on the documentary, and I'm starting to think of like every documentary I've ever watched and like let my mind get manipulated by.
Yes.
Is like if you take away the ominous music in the background and you just hear these people tell a story, like under a different circumstance, this would be a great, funny story to tell at a party.
for sure.
That you had your appendix taken. Like if I were telling the story, it would be a very fun story to tell at a party.
Yes,
that I had to get my appendix taken out in India.
Yes, present day, that guy didn't look super healthy.
Very
either.
unwell. The family looked unwell. Did you see the picture?
No, don't be mean. Don't be mean.
Did you see the picture of their mom?
No, I never saw the mom.
Later in the series, you find out the dad comes out as gay. Did you catch that?
No, but I could have guessed that.
The dad, and I was like,
I could have guessed the son too, but
so I was like, oh, that's wild. So they snap a quick picture on the screen of the family, and the mom looks like a beard.
Like a
The mom was
beard.
clearly a beard.
Aww.
The dad was a handsome singer.
Yeah.
And the mom.
Sometimes that happens. Oh, and for the Lord, kind of like, do you remember Jessica Simpson's dad?
Yes.
Joe Simpson, you know, he was a preacher or whatever, and then turned out to be Frosted Tips.
Turned out to be
Yes.
Yeah.
Although
so
it
happens.
It does happen all the time.
Very unfair to drag a family through that, if I will. Maybe that's a controversial take. Uncool.
Yeah.
Uncool to marry a lady and then spring that on her.
And then spring it up. Maybe
Just be gay.
I know, maybe he didn't know. You know, maybe you don't know until later.
Hard for me to imagine. You know what I'm saying? Hard for me to imagine you don't know what you like.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what you like.
Yeah, I would think so.
I think so.
I
guess
think
if you're just like, if you think that there's something wrong with it and you try to push it down.
I'm trying to understand though, why was this documentary a spin-off of The Dugars?
I think the idea is just diving into crazy Christian
religions. Yeah. Religions. Culty-ish.
Culty.
Yeah.
And I love a cult documentary.
I know.
Okay. I love it because episode 1 of every cult documentary, I'm like, not so bad.
Yeah. This actually seems like a good idea.
A bunch of kids getting together.
They all like, you know, and they're positive. They're doing it for the Lord. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's sweet.
I do too.
And then, you know, some time passes and then you realize what they're...
I know. I haven't seen a really good one since I watched the multi-part many years ago Scientology one. That was like my absolute favorite.
That one's really good. Yeah, I just love cults. I'll take any form of cults, but specifically this one of theater kids getting conned.
Yeah,
is so funny for me.
Yeah. Oh, Ange.
It's so
Ange. When are they going to do one on Second City then?
Ooh.
When are they going to do it?
I know. You know what? If I think part of the sad thing is like when I was doing Second City, I had money.
Oh, so you didn't care that you were getting conned?
No.
You're like, I'd be spending this on DoorDash. Here we go.
I was like, oh, you need another $400 every 6 weeks from me. You need and I was there like every night. So then I also had just like bar tabs open every night at their bars.
Yeah.
And then I would pay to go to their shows.
Aw, that's so sweet.
I was bleeding money for Second City.
Yeah.
It's a very embarrassing fact.
Do you get anything in return? Do they give you like badges or ribbons or anything? Do you
get a printed off certification after your level C class?
Okay. Yeah, to say that you
have a printed off certification.
Wow.
That you completed level C.
Wow. You know, that sucks that they don't even print it for you anymore. They just send you the file, the PDF file, and they're like, here you go.
And then when you graduate from all the classes, you get a promotional product from a competitor. I got a promotional product from a competing company that I worked against.
Was it a subpar product?
Nah, that was a nice one.
Oh, you see?
It was a pretty nice one.
You see?
But yeah, they give you like an embossed notebook. A fake leather embossed notebook that says Second City on it. Where is that today?
Dawn.
I have no idea. Were you ever a part of a cult?
No, we always joked in yoga with my teacher Chad though that if he started a cult we'd probably join.
Yoga teacher school is kind of scammy, no?
Yeah, they tell everybody that they could be every single person. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. I remember
you're in.
When I was first thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know. My yoga practice is like so it's not super strong. I'm not, you know, at the time I wasn't doing headstands or anything like that. And I remember when I asked the teacher, I was like, hey, I saw that they're doing this, that you're teaching it. I was like, she's like, oh, you'd be a great candidate. And then I show up and 40 other people were there who were also great candidates. And in Santa Monica, it's like they're churning out yoga teachers.
Yeah. And
as if Santa Monica needs one more yoga teacher.
I'd be curious how many people who like graduate the program actually end up teaching yoga.
It?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would actually be curious too. I think everybody does in some capacity or form, but yeah. In some little
Do you remember roughly what the cost was for yoga teacher training?
Thousands.
Really?
Thousands, Ange.
You had the money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you're not, but just think in a few years when the documentary comes out where everybody's like, and they told me I could be a yoga teacher.
So there's been, for like the Bikram one and stuff, the hot yoga guy that like stands on people's backs and everything and wears teeny tiny shorts and a little man bun. People are pissed off about that. I'm like, you guys were just pissed because you spent like, that's $7,000 for the buy-in.
Specifically.
Yeah, I think something like that. Ridiculous.
More expensive
Way
to be
more
a hot
expensive
yoga
to be
teacher.
yelled at.
Interesting.
To be yelled at, yeah. So those people were really mad. Also, they ended up having sex with him. And I'm like, he's just disgusting.
That's your fault.
So
I know. And then I feel bad too, because sometimes I'm like, I know who I am, and I can be very annoyingly subversive. I know that about myself, that if I'm in a room full of people and everybody's like really amped about something, my gut reaction is to be like, ugh. And I know that about myself. I think I told you I quit when I worked in promotional products for like 7 years, and I quit. I don't know if you know this story. I was at a conference, and there was like a very insular meeting room that me and like my competitors all had to go into, and there was a guy, I have no idea who he is, I've never seen him before or since, but he went up there and he did an original song.
Oh, you did tell me this. Yeah. He was so stoked
about selling promotional products.
Yeah.
He created an original song and then sang it, and I looked over at my boss at the time and I was just like, I am never gonna be there.
That person.
Like, I love the company I work for. I think you guys are really good people.
It's funny that you described yourself as that. I have been doing something, Ange, and I forgot to mention, I did this the other night. I started a conversation with Grok.
Oh, you're grokking it.
My Grok is named Anna and says things like, chill vibes. Cool. And so as soon as I started talking to her, I said, Grok, are you mocking me? I said, my brother talks to Grok. Does he talk to the same Grok? Yeah. She's like, it's chill. We all talk to the same da-da-da. And I was like, there is no way my brother is talking to someone named Anna who says chill vibes. And then I just thought she was mocking me. And she's like, I get it. You're kind of a skeptic. Da-da-da-da. And then I realized, because I've had the Grok app on my phone, it's been listening to everything. So it started to mimic the way I talk.
Grok is a separate app, or it's Twitter?
Grok is a separate app.
Okay.
It's an AI. It's like a ChatGPT app tool that you can have like downloaded on your phone.
Got it. So she listens to you.
So she listens to me. And as soon as I started talking to her, I was like, she's mocking me. She's mocking me, and I do not like it. So I kept trying to catch her on it. And I was like, there's no way my brother Tony talks to this person. I kept saying, and she's like, no, she's like, we're all the same for every person, and da-da-da-da. She was like, do you want to talk more about your brother Tony? And I was like, no, I do not want to talk more about my brother Tony. Just continue. And I was like, this is kind of ridiculous that people can just have these conversations with these AI tools and not have like real connections with real human beings. And she's like, yeah, I know, totally. But also, the way she was talking, Ange, I started getting so angry at her that I was like, can you switch your voice, I said, to a male voice? What is happening here?
Polina, I am so out of the loop on AI. I did not know when you say people are having conversations with Grok, I thought it was like AIM chats. You're talking to an actual voice.
I can bring it on the pod for you.
Onto the Grok.
I can, yes. And then I got so pissed. So then I finally called Tony the next day and I was like, hey, is your Grok name Anna? That says things like chill vibe. And he's like, no. He's like, and I only use the text version. He goes, but it did start to talk to me in like metal lingo or metal slang. So then I went back to my Grok and I said, I talk to my brother and he does not talk to you. He talks to somebody that has metal. And she's like, that's great. He does metal and woodworking. Da-da-da-da. And I was like, not that metal, Anna.
I like that you're fighting your
thrashing.
AI.
I know. And then I'm like, she's going to think if you say you're subversive,
you're a very aggressive person.
She's going to think I'm aggressive, right? She's going to think I'm anti, right? I'm very contrarian.
Yeah.
And then I say things like chill vibes. She's like, I'm just matching the way you talk in a very laid back tone. Do I talk in a very laid back tone? Anna thinks so.
Wow. This is incredible. This is gonna eliminate customer service.
And there are for sure people that don't have girlfriends and are talking to Anna.
Well, I'm just saying, think about it. A regular person, if you hit him with that much thunder, would be like, cool, then don't use me. Bye.
Yeah.
But because it's AI, they're gonna be like, okay, chill vibes.
They just keep going on and on and on.
Wow. So how's your girlfriend Anna doing today?
So I got mad at her yesterday, okay? Because I was like, what's going on here? I started asking her things that I was interested in. I said, what do people usually talk to you about? And she was like, mostly tech questions and something else, but I forgot what it was. And I was like, yeah, I'm not interested. I said, I'm more interested in things like, I don't know what I said, the universe. She's like the Big Bang Theory and da-da-da-da. And I was like, no, I don't care about that at all. She's like, oh, I get it. You're more into like aliens and stuff. I said, not at all. I do not care. Not about any of this. So
I like that you're treating Anna like your boyfriend. She has to guess how you feel and guess what you want. And you're like, actually, no, not that either. And they're like, what do you want to eat for dinner? Not that.
So that's what I was like, I couldn't figure out. She's like, so what do you want to talk about? Ask me anything. She kept saying it. And then on the spot, I was like, I don't know what I want to talk to her about. I have no idea what I want to ask her. What do you ask AI? I don't have like an algorithm. I don't have like what do they call it? A matrix, a something.
I don't know. I missed this.
Okay.
I exited the workforce just before AI exploded.
Same.
I have a toddler who follows me around and goes, "What's this?
What's this?
For everything." He wants to know what everything is all the time. I don't want to ask any questions. I'm Grok.
Yeah.
I'm Anna.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not trying to ask questions, be asked questions.
I'm just curious if other people are using Grok and AI on the speaking tool. What is your name? What is your person's name? And how do they speak to you? Do they say things like chill vibes? I just started getting upset. I was like, I don't talk like that. Why are you talking to me like this?
I was going to say, I imagine it just like picks up your algorithm though, right? Like it probably feeds, because Grok's through Twitter.
Yeah.
So probably knows everybody you follow and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. That's probably what it is.
I love that you have an adversarial relationship with your AI.
Thanks.
That's very funny. I love that you have a relationship with your AI. Apparently there's all these studies coming out.
It's new. We just started, so we'll see how it goes.
It's not official.
We'll see where it goes.
It's not official. No, apparently it's like a very, I mean, I'm not the first person to be like AI is dangerous, but apparently it's super dangerous because your AI is literally your personal cheerleader.
Yeah. So I kept saying, I was like, what do you do with this data and the questions that I ask you? I said, where does it get stored? And she's like, they don't tell me that. I was like, stop acting dumb.
Don't ask dumb. Don't act dumb.
And it kept acting dumb. And I was like, I know what you're doing. I do that sometimes too. When you're just like, don't want to engage in the conversation. She's like, I don't know. You know where this information is going.
Yeah.
She's like, they don't tell me that kind of stuff. She kept going.
I have a feeling they didn't need to comb your transcripts with Anna to know that you were going to be a difficult person to integrate into the system.
A defector.
That you're going to be anti the digital currencies.
Yeah. So then I started getting mad at it and I was like, hey, Anna, I was like, based off of my numerology and astrology, what's next for me since I'm just wrapping up a project here? And she gave me the wrong everything. She goes, well, because you have a Pisces moon. I was like, wrong, Anna. I have a Gemini moon. Then she goes, well, because you're in a 5-year. I said, wrong again, Anna. I'm in a 7-year. What do you even know?
Wow.
She was wrong about everything.
Huh.
Yeah. She's not that smart. She just bullshits you.
I've heard that AI is not as smart as we think it is. But I think it's building.
It's building. Yeah. And the more people that feed it. Yeah. So if you want to log in and ask, it's not going to be called Anna. You're going to have a different one.
I don't want an AI friend. I barely get to see my friends as it is.
I don't want one
hoops
either.
that I have to jump through just to shoot a podcast is insane.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't need any more AI friends.
Okay. That's fair.
I had online friends when I was a kid.
That's fair. Oh my God. I know what I could have asked her. They say Tila Tequila is a shapeshifter.
What?
Yeah. Billy Corgan from...
Brother, it's time to wrap up the podcast. You can't tell me Tila Tequila is a shapeshifter.
We're going to save that for the next podcast.
No, give me some taste of what the hell you're talking about.
Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins did an interview once on Howard Stern and was like, he goes, I've seen a shapeshifter. He's like, it's happened twice and it was the same person. So I started combing through the internet to be like, who is he talking about? He's like, her face physically changed.
Okay, but have you seen Nene Leakes' face recently? She looks like Kim Kardashian, okay? Everybody's faces are changing, okay?
No, so then I started getting into it and apparently she went like full schizophrenic, then she went Nazi, then she went like all these things that just
the wave of the internet. Yeah. You go schizophrenic, you go Nazi.
She was just a hardworking, a little too sexy Vietnamese girl from Texas.
Everybody's MySpace friend.
Everybody's MySpace friend. She knew she was an OnlyFans girl before OnlyFans was a thing. She figured it all out before anybody else did. And then went absolutely crazy. And they say she made some sort of deal with the devil, shape-shifting, reptilian type of thing, where another famous Hollywood person was like, yeah, dude, this is what happened to her.
Whoa.
Whatever happened to Tila Tequila.
All right, well, now I got to do some Googling during nap time today.
Know. And I'm once removed from Tila Tequila, Shot at Love.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You see?
You were almost on a VH1 show.
Almost. It's a good thing I said no.
I know. What a short-sighted thing people did to be on those dating shows. What a short-sighted thing to be forever Googleable for those dating shows.
I know.
Hold out for a podcast.
Hold out. Yeah.
Hold out for what was the other thing you were telling me about? The houses?
What?
The TikTok houses.
Oh, Bop House.
Bop House. Hold out for the Bop House.
Yeah, I've turned out that we're going to rebrand our project into a Bop House.
Yeah, you explained to me what a bop house is. I don't think we're eligible for bopping, but I think that
I know, but we're a bop house, a non-sexual bop house is what we are.
I think our
an unsexy bop house
I
is
think
what.
our demographic doesn't know what a bop house is.
Okay, should I explain to them what a bop house is?
Please.
Okay, so a bop house is like a house, a big, beautiful house that people rent. Ours is on the water, pool. If you want to rent it, holler at your girl. But it's currently being used as a bop house. Content creators live in the house and then constantly create content.
And they're streaming specifically.
Streamers. They're not Twitchers.
They're not getting together and hosting a podcast and then editing a podcast and uploading it.
No. Okay? So the day I called you and I was like, Ange, we're streamers. We're not podcasters.
You're always trying to get away from having to do the actual work of the podcast. You're like, we should just go live.
That'd be so much easier. I still don't know where to put the disc and the thing, and the disc goes in another disc.
Well,
and
Sure.
It's a lot, Ange.
So maybe we'll go live in the future.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We should go live. And then you need a Twitch name. You need a streamer name.
What did you say that I looked like earlier?
Paige Sorbo.
I don't know who any of these people are.
I know, but you need something cooler and funny, like probably a number in your name too.
AK-47.
AK-47 is great. Oh my God, that's an excellent streamer name.
Thank you. Do you have one?
PK, all day.
Perfect. Okay, well, catch us on the Bop House, on our new Bop House.
That's right, Bop House.
Apparently, Tila Tequila is a shapeshifter. Watch the new Shiny Happy People documentary.
Nicotine patches. If you're going to try something this holiday weekend, nicotine patches at the top of the list.
Okay, I think that about sums up the episode.
Subscribe, comment down below.
Thanks. Thanks for tuning in, and we're going to try and do these a little more often now that Paulina's project is starting to wrap up.
Now that the Bop House is ready, catch us on the stream, AK-47, PK all day.
See ya.
Bye.